Hello Internet, I'm your only mate, and it's time for a new episode of Death Battle. This time we have Killua from Hunter x Hunter versus Misaka from a certain magical index or railgun index. I also just want to say this now. I apologize in advance in case I accidentally pronounce Misaka's name wrong. It's just that I have a bit of an obsession with a similar sounding named character. So, yeah. But anyway, as I should say for all reaction videos, please click the link in the description to go watch the actual episode itself before watching mine or anyone's reactions. Don't be a dick. Support the official release. So how do I know these characters? I don't. Yeah, I've not watched Hunter x Hunter or Magical Index. I've heard some stuff about both. Like, I know that Killua is an assassin, like, really efficient at killing people. And he has, like, one of the best friendships in anime with Gon, or the Gon. Yeah. And Misaka, I know she has, like, a whole bunch of clones. And she's an Esper, like a level 5 Esper. So she is pretty damn powerful. And of course, like, the fight is, like, electric themed. So yeah, I know some stuff, just not a lot. And as for who I think is going to win, I'm thinking Misaka, because I mostly just hear that that's, like, the general consensus going into this. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's me going into this. I am going to put these on, shut up and hit play. Wow, 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 wow.
Killua Zolding, Hunter x Hunter's prodigious lightning assassin.
Misaka Mikoto, Academy City's
I like the, like, comic manga filter.
What is more terrifying than the all-powerful crackling might of lightning?
Lightning in the hands of cocky, hyper-talented teenagers. Oh, the worst combination. He's Wiz and I'm
I love the, like,
and
clip
it's
choices
our job to
there.
analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Alright, what these two got?
Zoldycks, a vicious family of assassins known the world over. So infamous for their killing techniques, a single photo of any member sells for millions.
You don't
Jesus.
want to be the target of their next family outing. But like all families, there's bound to be a rebel.
As was the case with the middle child, Killua.
They seriously named him Kill? Hardcore.
Well, it might be a pun on the term Killua,
I mean-
but kill is apt,
Oh,
given
actually,
he's
yeah.
been trained in past tensing people since he was 3.
I'll say, at age 14, he was strong enough to open a 64-ton door. Jeez, what did his family put him through? Somehow, it gave him 6 skater skills, extendable claws, and rhythm echo, a technique that lets him fool people's senses with just his feet.
More accurately, by
That's
manipulating
insane.
the cadence of his footsteps, Killua can create an auditory
Bloodless
illusion
sensing.
capable of tricking even extrasensory abilities.
Killua was a heck of a prodigy, but despite being able to effortlessly rip out hearts, his family...
That reminds me of a film I saw once when I was a kid.
Fed up,
Well, a
he
clip
ran
from it,
away.
mostly.
Not to the circus, but to the Hunter Association, an association of people who hunt stuff. There, he tested himself in the Hunter's exam and inevitably had gone head over heels for his new friend, Gon. Get it?
Oh, God, Wiz, are you still taking those waste-of-time improv classes?
Yes, and I think it's going pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Killua's family didn't like him making friends, so they sat him down and then calmly and politely tortured him mercilessly as punishment. It was only thanks to Gon that Killua finally convinced his old man to let him go out on adventures with his buddies.
But
I'm guessing
this
it's
change of
not.
heart was no act of compassion. Killua's
Oh.
father saw his freedom as just another step in molding him into a better killer. And in some ways, he was right. Through his adventures, Killua learned Nen, an invisible life force that...
Yeah, it's key. It's always key.
I mean,
Actually, it's a
basically.
bit more complicated. You see, Nen is utilized through 4 main principles: Ten for containing your aura while defending from physical and mental attacks, Zetsu for relieving fatigue and masking your presence, Ren for bolstering strength and influencing emotions,
That's pretty standard so far.
and Hatsu, the unique way in which one's nen is expressed. This comes in many forms, but all fall into one of 6 types, which represent how proficient a nen user is at certain techniques.
So it's an RPG class system?
More like a hybrid class system, because most users actually fall somewhere between 2 categories, giving them differing degrees of proficiency. Techniques from these 10 categories can be further enhanced by adding rules to their use. Oh, then there are the advanced principles, which...
Oh god, okay, I get it.
But we haven't even talked about Killua's Hatsu yet. Killua is a transmuter enhancer, i.e. he specializes in transmuting his aura into different forms and enhancing the power of himself and others. He uses his aura to...
He makes lightning!
Yes, in Killua's hand, lightning becomes a deadly weapon that he can fire down as a bolt, channel through his arms, or send through metal objects.
Like
I've heard
his
about
super
that.
alloy yo-yos. These bad boys weigh up to 50 kilograms. See, that's how you make a pun, Wiz. Packing enough force to shatter trees like I just shattered Wiz's confidence.
Add in Killua's
Zing.
lightning, and he can electrify anyone who touches them.
And this isn't some magic-y schmagic-y lightning.
Sorry, just hearing the
It's
Tom and
also
Jerry
been
scream.
identified as the real deal more than once.
Meaning, Killua is certainly as fast as actual lightning, especially when he uses it on himself to bust out Godspeed, a form that greatly amplifies his agility and power, letting him bypass his synapses to reflexively react to threats.
For regular folk, that much voltage would be too much. But thanks to Killua's training, he can shrug off over 1,000,000 volts of electricity.
He's also
Okay, then.
exceptionally crafty. In a Nen fight, every move matters, and strategy almost always triumphs, even against...
Okay, I've heard that's like a big
Killua
thing with
used
this
these
fight
powers
that I really
battle
wanted to
world-renowned
emphasize.
thieves, bomber mercenaries, and ants.
That may not sound like much, but these chimera ants were brutal, murdering and eating people by the hundreds of thousands, then threatening billions. That reminds me of an old experiment. Gone horribly wrong.
Killua understandably wanted to bail, but Gon pulled him back in, much to his frustration.
Killua wanted to be there for Gon emotionally, but could not comprehend why he was risking so much against the chimera ants, going as far as becoming a monster.
In other words, Killua was crushing really hard, but didn't know what to do about Gon's simple-minded impulsiveness. It didn't end well for anyone.
It wasn't all
Yikes.
doom and gloom, though. Killua held his own against some of the chimera ants' best, surviving this forest-consuming blast from one of their captains.
Which, judging by its size, was worth several kilowatons.
And he later injured a top-ranking royal guard, Yuppie.
Sure, he ran for the hills the moment Godspeed wore off, and isn't as strong as the weird horseman, but even just damaging someone who can make a crater like this is nothing to sniff at.
But amidst all the fighting, Killua still could not get his family out of his mind. Literally.
As in, his brother, Illumi, put a needle in his head, forcing him to be controlled by self-preservation, ensuring he'd always run when victory isn't guaranteed. Wiz, you think you can call CPS for that?
Thankfully, after some much-needed self-surgery and self-reflection, Killua removed it, overcoming his mental barrier and ready to risk his life for those he cherishes.
Which he did when he finally got himself and his dear sister Alaka away from their demented family. He even brought Gon back from the brink of his creepy Nen coma.
But despite how valuable Gon was as a friend, Killua realized his unhealthy dependence on him.
So he decided to travel with and protect Alaka, finally realizing what he wants to do for the rest of his life. Oh god, the tearful romantic parting.
Still, if Gon or Alaka ever need help, Killua is sure to come running.
Ready to Killua anyone dumb enough to mess with him or those he cares about.
Alright.
Academy City.
What you got,
a
Misaka?
sprawling metropolis filled with schools
I'm trying
where
really
Espers
hard
train
to not,
master their supernatural abilities.
say the other
Most of
person's
these
name.
youngins dream of rivaling the best Espers, but only a few are hardworking and smart enough to do it.
Among them being Tokiwadai Middle School's Level 5 Electro Master, Misaka Mikoto.
Level 5? So she's a Pokemon, but an anime girl.
Each Esper's power and utility is ranked, with level 5 being the highest they can normally achieve.
And after working up to that level,
Just like
Misaka
vending
became
machines.
unstoppable. She can magnetize herself to metal, electrically enhance her physique.
I'm guessing
sense her
Snack got
surroundings
stuck.
through electromagnetic radar and generate billions of volts.
In addition, she can make iron sand.
Okay, so that's already an
particles
edge.
in the air to form tornadoes, body decoys, or a sword that vibrates at rapid speeds for enhanced cutting power.
Just what an anime girl needs, a chainsaw. Man, if she gets serious,
Nice.
Misaka can even make a friggin' 6 million ton kaiju out of it.
With such tremendous power, Misaka put an end to many crimes, earning fear among criminals, admiration among her peers, and lots of personal pride in her abilities. There was nothing she couldn't overcome.
Nothing except the bane of all tsunderes, a frizzy-haired, dumbass anime protagonist.
Enter Kamijo Toma, a level 0 nobody who Misaka could not harm, no matter how many times she tried.
Oh, I hate you, but I secretly love you, and it'll work out in the end. Shut up! But she'd have more than a dork like Toma to worry about. As amazing as Academy City is, it's more corrupt than New York real estate. Years ago,
Dang.
Misaka gave some shady scientists a sample of her DNA, being promised it'd help cure tons of fatal diseases.
Instead, they made tens of thousands of clones of her.
That's
Then
where they come from?
Slaughtered one by one.
Specifically against another level 5 and A-tier edgelord named Accelerator. By farming all these clones, they hoped he would finally get enough EXP to become a mythic level 6. Is that seriously all it takes? How does this Esper stuff work?
Glad you asked. Espers represent the scientific side of the world, a side I'm so familiar with. All Espers possess an involuntary movement or AIM diffusion field that manifests their power, letting them consciously alter reality.
Changing reality with your mind. Isn't that just magic?
Au contraire, Boomstick, it's quite scientific. Look at Misaka's signature move, the railgun. Many real-life railguns use a set of parallel conductors to generate Lorentz force. By envisioning imaginary rails between herself and her target, Misaka can create a similar yet greater effect, accelerating the speed and kinetic force of a projectile, usually a coin, into a concussive bullet. It's beautiful. It's science.
He's loving
How
this.
long are you gonna be nerding out over this?
Come on, this is like my one thing. Where was I? Oh yeah, thousands of dead clones. Traumatized by the endless slaughter, Misaka felt enormous guilt. You see it all the time with horrific experiments.
Sure, buddy.
She worked for days to end the clone project, but concluded it would have to end with her sacrifice.
But Toma butted in, giving Misaka the support she needed in her darkest hour, while also punching out Albino Magneto with his
Albino
Esper fist.
Magneto.
Misaka had shouldered her burden for so long that she forgot how to rely on others. This wake-up call from her newfound crush was exactly what she needed.
But even with Accelerator decelerated, Misaka kept fighting Academy City's underbelly, all to protect her friends and free her sister clones she befriended. She dealt with a lot of trouble on the way, but had the power to do it.
In her battle with a killer cyborg lady, Misaka conjured a city-spanning storm, which, by measuring the size of the cloud relative to the city, would require over 58 kilotons of energy to make.
Kilowatts. She's also fighting level 5,
He
not
snuck
just
it in there.
Accelerator. She got into a middle school beef with a snobby telepath, fought this explosive weirdo, and dodged particle beams from an unhinged Karen.
The electrons of which can accelerate to high relativistic speeds.
It's no shock. Misaka's reactions are that fast, given her lightning has been stated to be light speed on 5 different occasions.
More than just her powers.
Okay,
this asset is
I was already pretty confident in my verdict before, but
High-level espers constantly
that pretty much
perform
sealed it.
tons of nerd math just to make their powers work.
And understanding other powers has been just as vital to Misaka's survival. Take her bout with the magic Valkyrie, Brunhild.
Remember when Wiz said espers were the science side of the world? Well, these weirdos are packing the magic. A single mistake from Misaka could have meant death, but she still stalemated Brunhild.
Now, Brunhild was still stronger and faster, but it is impressive Misaka was able to harm a saint, who are normally only deployed against foes capable of leveling mountains. One such foe, Hell, froze 100 kilometers of ocean.
You'd think this means Misaka can take on all sorts of magical baddies. But alas, the power creep says otherwise.
He's actually serious. When you're dealing with crazy magicians and magic gods, even a level 5 Esper struggles to keep up. Misaka valued her abilities so highly that she struggled to maintain her self-esteem when they weren't enough.
A shame Misaka cares so much about getting stronger when Toma appreciates her as a person first and foremost.
While certainly a flaw, that ever-persistent hard-headedness will also keep Misaka around, no matter the stakes.
So watch out, because this pint-sized 14-year-old is quite literally a walking railgun.
And pause. Okay. Misaka's absolutely gonna win. Okay, so right off the bat, they mentioned that she can output over 1 billion volts, and Killua can withstand 1 million. So that right there was already making me lean more towards Misaka. But then they bring up the Storm Calc, which I believe was higher than the one they gave for Killua, and how her electricity has been stated to be like light speed, and she's reacted to particle beams, which I noted on the text, near light speed. So yeah, it sounds like Misaka's faster, stronger, and yeah, just all around more powerful. So I feel pretty confident in saying that Misaka is gonna win. Though I'm anticipating some like cool like strategy stuff in the middle of the fight. I mean, it was in the preview as well, which I saw in Death Outcast, like the echo thing. Misaka can like sense stuff, so she'd be able to like find him while he's doing that. Plus, if she can like tangle with those who are much like stronger and tougher than her, then yeah, I want to say that she just has this in the bag. So yeah, Misaka is going to win, and let's resume.
All right, the combatants
It's all
are
set.
We've
Run the data through all possibilities. It's time for a Sorry, they both have like the cat face thing going on. It makes me giggle.
Hey, that's mine. I've been looking for it all day. Give it here.
You want it? Come and get it.
And one of them's about to die over a coin of all things. And that face is just too
Coins,
good.
huh? I had a butler who used these.
Oh yeah, someone didn't forget to say,
It's a trick of sound.
Killua is more experienced in just killing people.
Gotcha.
So at least there's that.
He's good at hand-to-hand. Better keep my distance.
She has stronger lightning. Gotta get in close. No problem.
Okay, so both getting it's a skateboard.
No time to break. Now's my chance.
I didn't even think about using that against him. And here's Godspeed.
You don't know when to quit.
Oh, Jesus!
Catch this.
Or just avoid it.
She's keeping this thing together with electromagnetism, meaning it can be disrupted.
Alright, that was really cool.
Wait a minute.
Oh!
Distance, 35 meters. Altitude, 45, 40, now.
That was a good fake out!
The angle, the electromagnetism, science.
Hits.
All right, take a breather there, champ.
Whew. While Killua's assassin training made him a vicious threat, Misaka's abilities and know-how gave her the counter she needed in this mind-numbing battle of wits.
Killua could survive kilowatt-ton level blasts, and given some leeway, could scale to Yuppie, whose crater feat was worth 18 megatons of TNT.
Oh, okay.
But the storm Misaka created beat anything Killua has done directly. And given similar scaling to Brunhild, who Misaka not only harmed but stalemated, her output could reach hundreds of megatons of TNT. Meaning, no matter which numbers are used, Misaka would always have the advantage in raw electrical power.
No surprise there. Killua may have shrugged off 1,000,000 volts of electricity,
Billions?
but Misaka can dish out and survive
There we go.
billions.
Still, both characters have contended with and harmed stronger opponents, and the two power systems they work under have allowed weaker opponents to defeat stronger ones in the past.
So, might alone wouldn't net either a win. Plus, Killua was way better at hand-to-hand and physically stronger.
Knowing his crafty assassin skills, things could have gone south for Misaka if she wasn't careful.
But fortunately for the railgun, she was. Her fight with Brunhild showed
Oh, yeah,
she
she
knows
messed
how
up
to deal with
once.
tough,
She could have
up-close
died in that
threats while
fight.
keeping her distance.
And being able to dodge particle beams meant Misaka was more than fast enough to react to even Killua's lightning-quick speed.
Add to that her bigger pool of powers, and she had plenty of ways to counter Rhythm Echo, since Killua was lightning, or just pin him in place long enough to pull off a railgun finish.
Oh, they've got the different
Killua's
colours for
strong.
the
He was
plus
gonna
and
outmuscle 6
whatnot
million
now.
tons of
Good.
iron sand.
I like that.
Killua was a prodigy in all things Nen, lightning, and killing, but Misaka's varied electro powers, quick reflexes, and scientific brilliance let her cash in a win.
But hey, at least she let Killua keep the change. She Killua'd him.
The winner is Misaka Mikoto.
Congrats, Misaka. Sorry, I'm really paranoid about pronouncing it wrong.
Battle releasing every 2 weeks this year, and click the join button to get new perks and extra
All right,
content.
so
I love
what's
members releasing
next?
Death battles before anyone else, so don't miss out.
Oh, Rocket Raccoon versus Stitch! That's gonna be fun. Okay, so I enjoyed that episode, despite not knowing a whole lot about both or having like any kind of attachment to either series. Yeah, it was fun. I like a lot of the jokes. The Killua puns did make me smile quite a bit throughout. Wiz just being like so invested in the science behind everything, especially given how like Ant-Man vs. Atom went for him. That was nice to see. And yeah, both characters like sound great. As for the fight, I thought it was a solid fight, and the fake out near the end that almost got me. Like, I won't lie. So, hey, props to the team for that one. Also, I brought up in Killua's analysis that there was a scene from a film I watched when I was a kid. I do not remember the name of it. I just watched it when I was at a friend's house. But it was like, this guy pulls a move to pull someone's heart out of their chest, puts it, they were a chef or something, puts it in like a paper bag, like gives it to them, but the moment they take the bag, they just fall over dead. I cannot remember what that film was, but that scene just like sticks out, and when I heard that that's just a thing Killua does, and he was holding a bag with someone's heart in it, it just reminded me of that. And as for the next fight, finally we get characters I'm more familiar with. Because, like, look, I watched Lilo and Stitch when I was younger. I actually remember watching, like, the cartoon. Like the cartoon series that was on Disney Channel where all the other experiments like get loose, and Lilo and Stitch have to like stop them, but they give them roles in Hawaii and whatnot. But yeah, well, I know a lot of Lilo and Stitch. I don't know everything, but I remember a good few amount, like how like crazy strong Stitch is, though his strength does have a limit where it's I forget how many times his weight he can lift, but at the same time I wonder like if that's just like it's just said, but there are feats that prove otherwise. Like I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. And Rocket I mostly know from the MCU. Also I gotta say, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 just mwah. Yeah, that was a good episode. Looking forward to the next time. And speaking of the next time, that will come out a few days before I get on the plane to Austin to go to RTX. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for watching, all of that stuff. And here is my Ruby outro. Bye.
This is Ruby Rose, and you've been watching Your Only Mate. Bye!